Ah, the first night on board.
Or was it? As no sooner had we gone to bed than Charlie the dog started doing this. Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and joining me today is Samantha.
Hello.
And this was meant to be the glorious story of your first night afloat. And, well, did it quite work out as you imagined?
Not really.
So, just to introduce this opening stage of the video, I'll just throw in a few facts and set the scene here. So, some of you may know that only about 6 weeks ago, I had the boat completely and utterly emptied out, ready to go up for sale. And after months of saying I was going to sell it, but also failing to find another boat to buy, I was reluctant to do so. So as soon as Samantha here gave any interest in moving on to the boat, I was like, right, that's the excuse to keep it for a bit longer. So because the boat was so completely and utterly empty, the first thing we had to do before you stopped on board was just take it around the corner and get it a little bit closer to some road access, so I could then begin the process of restocking the boat. So we obviously put some airbeds on there and just basic simple furniture and a few supplies, plenty of woods and coal and things like that just to keep us going nicely. Oh, I love that shot there of you and Charlie with the train going by. So now we've set the scene. The boat's freshly stocked. We've got 2 airbeds, one in the bedroom for you and Charlie and one in the living room for me because of my terrible light sleeping, and as we've previously said, with your sleep apnea and the mask, and obviously Charlie's extraordinary snoring. Sleeping has always been an issue for us when we go away or what have you. So, in general, starting with the evening after you'd come home from work, we went out to the boat. How did you find the general experience?
It was lovely, especially because you made tea. That was very enjoyable. And then we went for a little walk up the canal. Came back, the fire was roaring. It was so cosy, it was lovely. And I was really looking forward to spending the night and waking up there the next morning.
Well, that doesn't make me feel guilty. So, yeah, but that's one of the things, like, a lot of the comments, or not a lot, but some of the comments we've had on previous videos were people saying, oh, it'll test the relationship being in a small space, and things like that. Whereas I think we always knew, at least between us, that the biggest issue we've got is always the sleeping arrangements.
Yeah.
And that's why, just straight out of the gate to start with, we had the 2 airbeds on the boat ready. And I think that obviously we had quite a lot to take out to the boat here. You can see obviously this was the day before you slept, that beautiful sunset evening, where I was back and to the car with any number of supplies. But then when we turned up together to stay on the boat, obviously we had things to take with us in that initial run, like bedding and stuff like that, which obviously now we're keeping the boat, we will be sorting out a proper permanent onboard set of things like
so we
that.
don't have to do that again.
So in general though, like you said, the evening was perfect. Just a couple of things here that might interest some regular viewers. So obviously things like the mobile internet was absolutely fine running for Netflix and YouTube and general entertainment purposes. Then obviously stuff like the Jackery power pack that we've got, that it's still in early testing phase as far as I'm concerned, but so far it's running your sleep apnea CPAP machine. We've just been plugging loads of different things into it to see how it copes and what the usage is. So even something simple like putting one of those LED bulbs into it.
That was perfect.
And just testing it out. So not only were we enjoying the evening and feeling incredibly positive about the whole you potentially moving on a boat, and like I've said previous, because of the sleeping arrangements, I do think having a small second boat that is just my office and bedroom, so that we can have this sort of lovely evening, lovely daytime boating experience.
Yeah, that's it. And then our own space at night.
Yeah, and I honestly think, like, for example, had we had just a little boat or something, or even a tent that I could have slept on the roof, as other people commented in the previous videos, then as soon as Charlie was snoring, if I could have just got that bit of distance...
Yeah, just cleared out.
yeah, I wouldn't have been aware whatsoever. And again, up until that point, like you say, not only was it a wonderful experience, just like in previous times when you've obviously been on the boat over the
Visited
years,
you, yeah.
but we were also very positive about controlling the temperature, such as you see in here. Nice little illustration of the time and temperature there. And also, to me, it was, like I say, these practical elements. So knowing, right, we've got the power situation pretty much sorted, just a couple of new leisure batteries maybe. We've got Charlie having the time of his life, going out wandering for little walks, and everything was just perfect. I love how cold you look in that clip there.
I was freezing.
And yeah, just milling around on the boat. And this is something that I've said in previous videos going back years, that here you're just playing Animal Crossing on the Switch, got potentially Netflix on in the background. It's just normal stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add here. I know I'm doing a lot of talking again.
No, I think you've said it all. It was just so enjoyable. It was so cosy. I mean, we got up to 30 degrees at one point, didn't we? Which I felt was brilliant, because I'm a very Nesh person. You were a bit more uncomfortable.
That's a little too much for me.
But it was lovely. I could have even took my socks off.
High praise indeed. High praise for boat life there. So, yeah, everything couldn't have gone better until, of course, when it was time to get to sleep. And obviously at that point, I mean, you and Charlie went through to the proper bedroom. I was absolutely loving getting the bed up in front of the fire, and it took me back to the years that I was sleeping on a sofa bed in front of narrowboat Tilly. I mean, that's something that always blows my mind. I've spent 1,000 nights asleep on a sofa bed on my previous boat, and it was just brilliant. Like a very cosy, very well-catered camping trip. But then, as soon as Charlie was snoring, which basically was before we'd even actually properly gone to sleep, I just knew this is going to be a tough night. And then, as I think about 2 hours passed, and I felt wider awake than ever, it somewhat all came crashing down around us, I'll admit. So I do apologise about not being able to see the night through. And again, I sort of hate the fact it was something that we already knew was going to happen. So we had that psychological disadvantage, or I did at least. With it being your attempted first night on board, you've done pretty well out of it, because I was the reason that we couldn't make it through the night.
You failed, not me.
So, I sort of wish in hindsight that I had come back to your house on my own, and then you had stayed on the boat.
That could have been a good... Yeah.
Right, because it would have been the perfect thing then.
Although I might have had a shock in the morning when I'd woke up and shouted, "Dan!"
Yeah. I do think that probably in hindsight would have been the better plan, rather than evacuating wholesale from the boat. Yeah. But anyway, all in all, apart from the fact it was a total disaster and you didn't actually spend the whole night on the boat, it didn't go too badly.
No, it was lovely. It was lovely.
Any final thoughts before I do the wrapping up section, or?
No, I just think next time, proper bed, that'd be nice. And some industrial earplugs for you.
Yes. But I do feel more confident than ever about you being able to be comfortable on a boat. Yeah. And also, I feel more confident than ever in the two-boat idea.
Yes, definitely the two-boat idea.
It's something that there were people commenting about, well, it'll be more expensive, just get one bigger boat and stuff. And it's, as we've said previously, that people are completely correct in saying that, but it's the underestimation of how disruptive Charlie is at night.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's something to behold, my friends. I wish I could sell tickets just to experience the snoring dog through the window or something.
I'm used to it. I've had it for a long time, so I'm very much used to it. But you've got more delicate ears than me.
Yes, I have. But yeah, so all in all, thank you very much for trying. Right, if you say farewell to everyone, okay. I will do the technical sign-off here.
Thanks for listening, folks. See you all soon.
And there it is, my friends. It's a real shame that I'm so embarrassingly bad at sleeping, and sadly it's the story of my adult life that sleep and sound and stuff has always been a huge issue as far back as I can remember. But as we say, we are now feeling, though, more confident in the general boat life endeavour that all it would take is just that simple small second boat so that I can sleep in a calm, peaceful environment. And that's really all of the big issues wrapped up. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. I want to quickly thank my channel members and PayPal supporters of recent times. So thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much, Malcolm. Thank you, Catherine S. Thank you, Darren C. And thank you, Vic S. It's greatly appreciated, especially these people who've stuck around supporting me as I was not particularly active over the last year. I hope that you've enjoyed the recent run of videos and what is coming to the channel in the foreseeable future. So thank you so much for that, my friends. Please do consider checking out my short books about boat life as well if you want to help me out and support the channel. And really, just check the links in the description because I'm always posting boaty stuff and model railway things all over the place. I'll just leave you with the links in the description. Until the next time, my friends, have a fantastic day. Keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell.